Ah, there she is, my newest client. She fell for a so-called romance scammer. That is a special kind of fraud on the internet addressed to people searching for love. Because my client is embarrassed about her virtual affair, she wants to remain anonymous and wears a wig. She is divorced, in her 50s and searching for a new relationship. Tell me about you.
Ich habe mich in ihn verliebt.
I fell in love with him because he was just the type of man I always imagined to find. His appearance, his style of writing, sweet messages. I was the woman of his dreams and he was the man of mine.
War für mich mein Traummann.
Okay. A few months ago, she met a certain Philip Morgan on the internet, allegedly a US soldier in Afghanistan. They chatted for hours every day for several weeks and wrote each other long emails every morning.
For me it was love at first sight.
This guy Philip pretended to be in love with my client. He even wants to send her all his savings. A friend of him shall bring the money to Germany in a sealed case. That friend was supposed to be an Asian diplomat, which sounded reliable. Suddenly a call. At the stopover in Ghana, supposedly problems occur. The so-called diplomat tells my client that he was being stopped by the customs authorities. He could only continue if he submits an anti-terrorist certificate of the UN. And that is expensive. Since the money in his suitcase is sealed, my client should send 4,000 euro to a Ghanaian customs officer. His name, Nathaniel A. My client, deeply in love, does the favor for her sweetheart. Only when she was told that the money is still not sufficient and she should send another 2,000 euro, she realizes that she fell for a scammer.
The emotional betrayal was even worse than this.
Das Geld ist natürlich.
Of course the money is gone and it was a lot of money for me, but I can handle that. But the emotional betrayal was awful.
Der emotionale Betrug, der war furchtbar. Ich habe
It took me about half a year somewhat to recover from the whole story.
mich einigermaßen wieder zu erholen von der ganzen Geschichte.
I have to find this mean cheater. I have a photo of a stranger, an address and his telephone number in Ghana. Let's see whether Michael Schulz from the Serious Frauds office at the LKA Berlin can help me. He and his colleagues are familiar with these kinds of scammers. He alone gets 50 complaints of victims every year. Clear-up rate, 0.
Unfortunately, we can't really use the foreign names and addresses, and even if we make an international rogatory, it will take such a long time. It will finally have no use for us at all.
Thus, the German prosecutor's hands are tied. I continue my investigations for WISO and contact a journalist friend in Ghana.
Hi, Anders. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Well, I have a job for you. I need to track down a scanner who's...
I instruct him to follow the tracks of this Nathaniel in Ghana's capital, Accra.
His name is Mr. Nathaniel Akka, Kwabenya Atomic Road, Accra, Ghana.
Anas looks around in the streets. He cannot find a house because there was no house number specified, even though the package with the money has arrived. The delivery man must have phoned someone to arrange a meeting point. This brings me to an idea. Anas shall lure the man into a trap. He is just the man for this job. He built up a reputation for his hidden camera investigations, not only in Ghana. But his face shall be kept a secret. Dressed up as a delivery man, he shall meet the scammer. He calls him and claims that he has to deliver another parcel from Germany. And indeed, the man appears at the meeting point. But Anas is far too curious for a delivery man. The man becomes skeptical and suddenly runs away. Anas takes up the chase, but the man escapes. What a bummer. That one got away, but there must be another way to find the scammers and my client's money. How do the scammers manage to bustle around in reliable online dating platforms? Maybe I can find a trace there. I sign up at Friendscout24 as a 50-year-old divorced woman named Angelica. It does not take long till someone contacts me. A certain James Barton flirts with me. He's supposedly a US soldier shortly on the verge of his pension. He said he's stationed in Mali. That reminds me of my first case. We chat quite a lot and I pretend to be deep in love. He shall be confident, and then I set a trap for him. If he clicks on a link in a prepared email, I will find out where the guy is actually located. I would bet all my money that he's not in Mali. Oh, already got mail from my admirer. He announces that he will visit me soon. And of course, he has clicked on the link in my mail. So, unintentionally, he left the real IP address of his computer. And that discloses his location. Unbelievable. Ghana's capital, Accra. Again. These scammers seem to feel very safe there. Do none of the operators of those online dating services get suspicious of the guests from Africa? I want to hear it myself. At Friendscout24, Germany's largest dating site. But they cancelled the scheduled interview. The company notifies me in writing. We permanently expand our security measures. A perfect safety is, however, an illusion. Okay, but their advertisement says there are no false singles, only real profiles. This must be my admirer, who wants to visit me now, and probably wants to cash some checks. Aha. He had just to stop over in Ghana, where he had certain problems. I can foresee it, with the customs. I should quickly send him €1,200 via Western Union, to a helpful customs officer. Not this time. I bluff and claim that I need a copy of the ID card of the receiver, means the customs officer, for the transaction. Actually, he sends me one. Well, that was fast. The ID card belongs to a 33-year-old man. His first name is Bright and his place of residence is in Accra, Ghana. But is this the real ID? Anas is quite confident.
I think there's an authentic passport.
This time, the scammer should not give us the slip. Anas has informed the police. This time again, he pretends to be a delivery man and arranges a meeting.
Yeah, I'm supposed to deliver a parcel.
Then things happen very fast.
Yes! No. Wait.
The man who wants to pick up the package is arrested immediately and has to come to the police station. And that's what I call a success. The next day, Anas meets the man there and now he talks. He belongs to a larger gang that lives well on these internet scams. Big cars and own property. For now, this luxury is over.
They will now go to jail, but they are now in police custody.
The scammers are thus brought to justice.
Okay, thank you, Hannes. Bye. Ja, Sommer hier.
I tell my client about the arrest and that the police will continue their investigations in her case. For my part, I will rather rely on the old-fashioned way to win a woman's heart.